Is the Superman movie being sacrificed on the altar of politics by James Gunn? A new leak suggests just that, and it could have a lot of investors very angry with David Zaslav at Warner Brothers for allowing this to happen. Folks, get ready as we dive into leaks that now look anew to be confirmed by those we trust. It must be a very scary time over at Warner Brothers right now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel. We are so happy to have you come our way. An attitude of gratitude every time you click on a video of ours. And yes, this one will be a video of excellence. Folks, it's time to dive into whether or not it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a joke that's insane is coming out in the Superman movie. James Gunn defending it? Get ready. We'll dive in, click the like button, and here we go. Out of that Park Place, Marvin Montanaro, who's that? The author, Superman plot leak sparks fear that James Gunn is making fans the villains. Folks, they may be ready to sacrifice Superman on the altar of woke politics. Billions of dollars at stake. David Zaslav must be shaking in his Warner Brothers booties at this point, and I cannot believe that they're actually doing this. When this was brought to my attention, I said, these can't be real. They can't. There's no way. Well, guess what? People we've talked to, people who have seen the film, they say yes, it's there. What are the leaks? Let's get into them and what they mean. For a film that's supposed to save DC's cinematic future, a new plot leak for James Gunn's Superman is already doing something dangerous, alienating the very people it needs to win back. A newly leaked plot detail from the upcoming 2025 reboot has ignited a firestorm online, and fans are asking one simple question. Is James Gunn using Superman to go after us? There are potential spoilers ahead for Superman, but they're already plastered all over X and Etsy, by the way, with YouTuber Nerdrotic confirming the info is legit. And it may be so legit they should just quit. Seriously, like cut this out before it comes out to theaters. We'll talk about it. According to the leak, here we go, folks. According to the leak, Superman will feature a recurring gag, which is exactly what Superman needs. You really need the recurring gags, especially as Marvel is making people gag and you've got the chance to actually dominate the superhero franchise. Or what some call a theme involving online backlash to the hero. A hashtag featuring an expletive that refers to doo-doo or crapolas is referenced multiple times in the film. Apparently not just 2 times, which would make it number 2. And we're told that Kal-El is emotionally rattled by the negative social media discourse. To rephrase that, we are told that they start using a hashtag to make fun of Superman online, and that really bothers Clark. And I can't tell you all just how much I knew that this was coming. Listen, everybody in our sphere was begging James Gunn. We need a Clark Kent who is glued to TikTok. And it cares about what the 14-year-old girls are saying. That's the Clark Kent we need. But it doesn't stop there. In a bizarre twist, Lex is revealed to be operating in some sort of interdimensional world where mutant monkeys. Let me say it again, folks. Lex is revealed to be operating in some sort of interdimensional world where teenage mutant, just mutant monkeys are seen at keyboards, typing furiously and generating digital hate aimed at Superman. These monkeys are essentially Luthor's troll army. Oh yes, the monkey trolls, spreading misinformation and ridicule online to demoralize the hero. If that sounds insane, it's because it is, but more troubling than the monkey business is what it represents. What does it represent? Well, according to many folks, James Gunn is calling those who dislike content and post about it online, calling them brainless monkeys, typing away on their keyboards. Panel, I want to go to you. I don't know how this joke is going to play out. I don't know if it'll be worth it in the end. I haven't seen the film, but I can tell you this. If I were Warner Brothers and they gave me this as, hey, this is going to be the joke we make in this movie, it's going to be a long-running gag, I'd say, no, thank you. No, thank you very much. Maybe you guys missed out on the fact that billions of dollars are sitting here that can easily be lost with stupidity like mutant monkeys in another dimension posting troll content to troll Superman and make him angry. This is the dumbest thing I have ever heard, and I've heard some dumb things. This makes Michael Bay Transformers sound like Shakespeare. Culture, I go to you first. What in the world? Let me be more specific. That wasn't very specific. What in the world?
Yeah, you need to be even more specific. Please.
What in the world? Italics, all caps, exclamation mark, one exclamation mark.
One more time. I just need a specific question there. I feel like I'm trying to drag it out of you, Pro. What do you want me to talk about?
Let me see if I can put this in a way that you'll understand. This is how I feel about this rumor. Go ahead, Culture.
Okay, well, my clip would be this. Not great, Bob.
Why, Culture? Why?
Why what? Please, something specific. I feel like I'm talking to a French journalist trying to get something out of me while I'm eating an apple right now. What do you want?
What edible item must someone find in a forest in order to come up with this as an idea for a multi-billion-dollar investment film?
Well, well, actually, we just did that, didn't we, Nolan? But no, honestly, let's look at it from this perspective. You were on the verge of actually relaunching one of the most important franchises that you possess. So, of course, flood it with politics. Make it reek of current day in every single way, so that it'll be outdated and it won't be timeless very quickly. This is what I would say the greatest fault that James Gunn has always had, making everything about me, and that's all this plot line feeds off of. This is the same. As my thing automatically mutes itself. This is the same thing that we've seen reflected in so many narcissistic works, and that's exactly what this is. This is a giant chunk of narcissism masquerading as a plot. So when you look at this approach, just be reminded of something called She-Hulk, because that was directly related to somebody's silliness that just rested in their own mind. You cannot lose the audience at the beginning of the DC universe any faster than Gunn is attempting to do. And, just look back at this silliness that he also projected in Creature Commandos. So what in the world? Narcissism.
Let me just read the paragraph again, because I still can't believe it. And I'm going to give it to Marvin, because Marvin actually put these words to digital paper. Marvin, help me understand this.
Sure.
Lex Luthor is revealed to be operating in some sort of interdimensional world. Is it Dimension X? Is he in the Technodrome? Where mutant monkeys are seen at keyboards, typing furiously and generating hate content online aimed at Superman. These monkeys are Luthor's online troll army, spreading misinformation and ridicule online, which demoralizes poor Clark Kent because he can't get off Etsy. Marvin, why?
Why? Because James Gunn. Because this is James Gunn's DC presents Superman by James Gunn. That is what is happening. It's wild, uncontrolled narcissism. Now, when this rumor first hit a couple days ago, I didn't run with it on the website because I was like, this is too ridiculous. There's no way this actually exists. I didn't run with it until people were like, oh, no, this is real. And people that I trust were saying this is real. So when I first heard about the pocket dimension thing that like Lex puts his enemies in, I was like, okay, you know what? That kind of works because that is the most comic book Lex Luthor thing of all time. But I mean, going the route of there's social media trolls, and that's what Lex Luthor is using his time to do, is to just casually annoy Superman or hurt his feelings. That really rubbed me the wrong way. I think that we are seeing James Gunn take his frustrations with the fans out on us. Now, look, it is entirely possible that this either gets cut or it doesn't, or we're all wrong, because this is still very much just a rumor. It's just that people are confirming it. So that's why we decided to go with it. But I hope it's not true. I really hope it's not true. Some people are saying it's literally just a one-note punchline. Like, it's not a main theme of the film. It's just like it happens at one point, and it was played for laughs. But I think this is, I mean, we saw it with Creature Commandos also. There was an incel army, there was they inject all these modern deisms to try to attack the very people that they are trying to get to watch their stuff. And when it comes to DC, I mean, your very livelihood is on the line here, guys, and you are making the one thing that the Snyderverse didn't do was the virtue signaling, the mistakes that Marvel made. It just told terrible superhero stories. Now you've got a Marvel creator coming in and making the Marvel mistakes that's going to kill this universe fat before it even gets off the ground.
You know, the thing I want to point out here is that this joke, it might land in the movie. It might. This is the kind of thing that if you describe a joke, it can make it sound much different than it is if you don't have the complete context on it. I want to allow for just the idea that maybe this is actually a funny bit in the film, and maybe it just makes Lex Luthor look like an idiot, or maybe it's something that we'll all be laughing at in when does this come out? In like 3 months here? So, you know, maybe describing a joke on paper makes it sound a lot worse than it is. I just want to throw that out there as a possibility.
But could it not be perceived, Jonas, as a shot at Zack Snyder as well?
Oh yeah, well, Zack Snyder allegedly used a bot army and bad faith tactics in order to get support for the Snyder Cut, which was a little long.
It's the worst piece of media that's ever been put to media.
I don't know.
No, you have not.
Have you seen Snow White?
Yeah, have you not watched Rebel Moon?
I have, and I still think the Snyder Cut was worse.
Rebel Moon?
The special effects.
I've not brought myself to watch Rebel Moon.
Erica, I doubt that this is
the creators of Andor have.
Erica, I doubt this is actually going to come out, and the reason that I doubt it is because the outrage is already there. And if I'm David Zaslav, the head of Warner Brothers, I'm putting a call into James Gunn and saying, "Listen, it's a gag. It's got 60 seconds of runtime. We don't need it. We don't need it. Like whatever this is." I got billions of dollars on the line. If this doesn't work, the entire DC universe of films is going to fail. So, Erica, I think they're going to remove it. What do you think that's wise, or should artistic integrity rule the day and they keep it?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I say play it safe and just don't inject politics into our entertainment. I mean, it's pretty simple. I'm not going to watch it. I'm just not interested in the movie. It just doesn't grab my attention at all.
Now, Erica, I know you're not a superhero follower. You're not a Marvel fan, but Superman is iconic. And one of the reasons he's iconic is because he's not political, right? He is just about the American way. He's supposed to be an everyman. And if he's worried about little 15-year-old girls and what they say on Pinterest or on X or on Instagrammies, that's not Superman anymore.
No. Sorry. I'm like, eh.
You know what, Erica? You're probably, are you on the Instagrammies?
No, I'm not actually. I have an account, but I'm not on there.
Can I ask, if Henry Cavill was playing Superman, would you be interested?
I see. Now Jonah's done throwing me a curveball there.
Oh,
I think it's a different problem than the monkey trolls.
Well, panel,
I can't say no to that.
I
He's
just
quite
don't.
easy on the eyes.
Go ahead, Vash.
Getting back to the topic for just a second, but Erica, I mean, you know, hey, anything you can throw in there in order to get the ladies involved, you'll not hear much criticism from me on that regard. But when it comes to criticizing the fans, so in your movie, in your product, in your content, or at least even a segment of the fans, it's just so misplayed. It's just a really bad look. And again, they need everybody to embrace this version of Superman. They need everybody to really connect with not just this character, but also this franchise going forward. And starting out with what might be a cute joke in Hollywood circles, like this that really goes after even a distinct segment of the fan base is not a good look.
Yeah, whether it's about battling Snyder or whether it's about battling conservatives online, who knows? Maybe he's mocking Last Jedi critics. I don't know at this point, but I don't see what the point is when you got this much money riding on this Superman that has to lift everything DC onto its shoulders and carry it, or else the whole thing falls apart. And by the way, Marvel has fallen apart, so there is never going to be another opportunity like this. This is literally the best and last time that DC can succeed the way that it could right now. If it goes down and Marvel goes down, goodbye superhero genre, hello video game era. Video game adaptations will be the new thing. No more superheroes, or at least at a far lower extent. Nolan, does that seem correct to you?
Absolutely. I think superhero movies are this close to going the way of the Western. They were there, they were huge. There were going to be people, especially filmmakers, who were going to be super attached to them, talking about them all the time. But like a lot of modern Westerns that came out after the fact, it's not going to do very well. And the reality is, this film looks extremely hokey, extremely cheesy. It doesn't have the attraction appeal, like the eye candy that Henry brought to bring in the female viewers, whichever way you swing, and it doesn't have much going for it. I mean, is crypto going to be the sole reason that people are going to go in and buy those tickets for good old Superdog? It looks like, and if you look at the trailer, it just looks like a commercial for future movies with Hawkman and the Green Lantern stuff. There's too many red flags going forward. And I'm not going to say it's impossible to be done, but it doesn't look like the superhero movie the world needed to save everything. If it's a good movie and just solid, that's still not just going to save the superhero genre, because we need a hit. We need a reinvented Iron Man like the impact it made in 2008. And I just don't think James Gunn's going to do it.
Well, that's a very good point. And, speaking of Westerns and the fact that superhero movies are often compared to Westerns, the difference being, of course, that Westerns were cheap to film. They weren't $300 million a pop. So the industry itself is addicted to these huge blockbusters where they are betting the farm every single time out of the gate. And I just don't think that's sustainable. So is a joke that makes fun of the people who would probably be your biggest advocates a wise idea? I don't know. It remains to be seen. So
does it? Every time they've done it recently, it's bombed on them. It's released some very negative word of mouth that led to the underperformance of these tentpoles that they're spending too much money on. First of all, spend less money, as you suggest, and also don't go after your audience. That's like, I'm sorry. Look, if I sell apples, the last thing I'm going to do is make fun of people who buy apples.
I don't know. We live in a world where you have to acknowledge the existence of the internet itself. And how is the internet going to react to things? There was a joke about the comment section in Ralph Breaks the Internet, and it was about how comment sections are toxic, but they weren't specifically targeting Disney fans that don't like them when they made that joke. I don't know. It's possible that this is being blown out of proportion, as sometimes the internet does.
I didn't realize Brett Cooper was doing that show all the way back then.
It's also possible that they just cut this and we have egg in our face, but folks, no egg shall we have, because we're telling you that it's not unlikely that they would hear the outrage and say, not worth it. For a little gag, why have the entire universe gag on this? We'll pass on it. It's not worth it.
And you can pull off this gag without having to offend the people going to see the movies. Like in the modern day and age, like, you know how they have like those X posts where they're like bot farms, they're trying to get engagement, and they post like, oh, there was a tornado that happened recently, but it actually happened 2 years ago. They could do a hilarious bit where Superman flies into Kansas or something like that, and he's like, where's the tornado at? He's trying to adapt to what's happening around him, and they're just going for the low-hanging fruit and attacking fans, and that's just not going to equal money.
I would really like it if Superman, if Clark Kent, as a news reporter, instead of working for the Daily Planet, he works for MSNBC, and maybe Jimmy is Rachel Maddow's assistant. Now that, James Gunn, that would definitely get an outcry. We'll see what happens, folks, but by and by, Superman is sounding like a movie that is on shaky ground. We'll let you know what's going on with the film as we get closer and closer. Pulling Hollyweird to the sensible center, the mainstream middle where money is made, is not easy, but folks, you make it easy to make videos each and every day, because sharing time with you is a great honor, and we never take it lightly. An attitude of gratitude every single time we have the chance to shine with you. Until the next time, we only ask that you click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, don't worry about paying any kind of tuition for this free class and how entertainment works. You are on scholarship. Highest IQ on the internet, that's you for sure. Until the next time we have the opportunity to spend time together, folks, we just ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and as ever, keep having fun.
Hey, Floral, guess what?
You put a fork in Pro's microwave again.
No, that was yesterday.
I don't know that what.
Oh, I've decided to give up on torturing Jonas.
What? Why? In the same way the cat sleeps like 20 hours a day, that was like your purpose.
I know, but I've decided there's bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Like Lorne. I mean, think about it. Everybody loves him. He's a fan favorite, and frankly, he has almost no weaknesses I can find. Except that he's really smart.
So, you want to annoy the one panelist without a single flaw, because he's smart.
Yeah, like that winged statue at that fancy Paris museum thingy. I want to break the one thing that everyone loves most.
So, kind of like the opposite of Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, exactly. And I get to see her all the time at family reunions anyway.
You get to see Rachel Zegler?
Yeah. I mean, she's a total troll. Lives under a bridge, harasses billy goats, the whole 9 yards.
It all makes sense now.
Speaking of which, maybe she'll get me... okay, call her on my... I'm gonna call her and see if she'll be in the next Indiana Jones. She should be the next Indiana Jones. That'll totally destroy Lord. He loves Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's cruel.
Hey, Rach. I've got a cool idea for you that involves a whip and snakes.
I love that description. It's perfect.
I know, right? Weird, as we always say.